Imagine a country with no national bank, no military, and two princes who don't even live there. A place tucked so deep in the mountains between France and Spain that most people forget it exists until they see the prices. Welcome to Andorra, Europe's secret tax haven and a country that feels like it's stuck in a glitch in time. But while it looks like a fairy tale village, Andorra is actually one of the wealthiest and safest spots on the planet. Today, we're diving into why this tiny nation is the ultimate glitch in the European map. Andorra is tiny. Like, you can drive across the whole country in 45 minutes tiny. It's the 16th smallest country in the world, but it's packing a massive punch. For centuries, this place was just a collection of isolated mountain valleys. But because it sits right on the border of two superpowers, France and Spain, it developed one of the weirdest political systems ever created. It's a co-principality. This means its heads of state are actually the president of France and the Bishop of Urgell in Spain. That's right, the French president is technically a prince of Andorra. But here's the kicker. They have almost zero power over how the country is actually run. So why is everyone suddenly talking about moving here? One word, taxes. For decades, Andorra was a total duty-free paradise. Even today, while they've introduced some small taxes to stay on Europe's good side, the rates are ridiculously low compared to its neighbors. There is no wealth tax, no inheritance tax, and the income tax is capped at a flat 10% for high-earning YouTubers, athletes, and entrepreneurs. Andorra isn't just a scenic mountain escape, it's a massive cheat code for their bank accounts. If you visit, the first thing you'll notice isn't the mountains, it's the shopping malls. The capital, Andorra la Vella, is basically one giant duty-free zone. People from France and Spain flock here every single weekend just to buy cigarettes, alcohol, and luxury electronics because they are so much cheaper. It's like the world's most beautiful outlet mall, surrounded by 6,000-foot peaks. But as we're about to see, there's a dark side to being a tiny tax-free island in the middle of the European Union. But don't start packing your bags just yet. While Andorra sounds like a tax-free dream, getting in is harder than getting into an Ivy League school. Because it's not part of the European Union, Andorra has its own strict set of rules. To even get a residency permit, you usually have to prove you're either incredibly wealthy or have a high-demand skill. We're talking about a mandatory deposit of tens of thousands of euros into the government's bank account just for the privilege of staying. They don't just want anyone. They want the people who are going to keep their economy booming. And once you're in, the rules don't stop. Andorra is famous for being one of the safest countries on earth. Why? Because the police don't play around. In many European cities, pickpocketing is just a part of life. In Andorra, it's almost non-existent. But that safety comes with a trade-off: surveillance. The country is small enough that the authorities can keep a very close eye on things. If you're looking for a place to disappear or break the law, this isn't it. This is a place where order is the highest priority. Then there's the culture. Most people think you can just get by with Spanish or French here. And while most locals speak both, the only official language is Catalan. Andorra is actually the only country in the world where Catalan is the sole official language. They are incredibly proud of this. If you want to become a citizen, which can take up to 20 years of living there, you'll have to master the language and pass a test on the country's history. It's a tiny nation with a massive ego, and they will not let their culture be swallowed up by their giant neighbors. But the biggest challenge isn't the paperwork or the language, it's the mountains themselves. During the winter, Andorra turns into a fortress of snow. It has some of the best skiing in Europe, but the mountain passes can be treacherous. There are no trains and no commercial airports inside the country. If the roads to France or Spain get blocked by a blizzard, you are effectively cut off from the rest of the world. You're trapped in a high-tech, high-wealth bubble, 6,000 feet in the sky. So we've covered the taxes and the strict rules. But what is it actually like to visit? And more importantly, if there's no airport and no trains, how do you even get there without spending a fortune? In the final part, I'm going to show you the secret way into the country and the one hidden spot that even the locals try to keep to themselves. So how do you actually get to a country with no airport? This is the part that trips up most travelers. You have two choices, fly into Toulouse in France or Barcelona in Spain. From there, it's a 3-hour white-knuckle drive up into the Pyrenees mountains. There are no trains, no budget flights, and no shortcuts. You either rent a car or take a high-altitude bus. This isolation is exactly why Andorra has stayed so hidden for so long. It's a natural barrier that keeps the mass crowds away, leaving the mountains for those who are willing to make the trek. Most tourists stay in the capital, Andorra la Vella, for the duty-free electronics and perfumes. But if you want the real Andorra, you have to head north to Ordino. This is the hidden gem the locals don't want you to find. It's a perfectly preserved stone village that looks like it hasn't changed since the 1600s, while the rest of the country is building high-tech malls and luxury apartments. Ordino is where the soul of the mountains lives. It's quiet, it's breathtaking, and it's the best-kept secret in the Pyrenees. But is it all perfect? Not exactly. Because the country is so small and focused on luxury and tourism, it can sometimes feel a bit like a theme park for the wealthy. The traffic in the capital can be a nightmare, and if you aren't there to ski or shop, you might find yourself wondering what else there is to do. Plus, that tax haven reputation means the cost of basic things like housing is skyrocketing. It's becoming a playground for the elite, leaving the average traveler feeling a bit priced out. So, is Andorra worth the effort? If you love dramatic mountain scenery, world-class skiing, and a shopping experience that feels like a cheat code, then absolutely. It is a fascinating example of how a tiny nation can thrive by making its own rules. It's a country that shouldn't exist, yet it's one of the most stable places on Earth. Whether you're going for the 10% tax rate or the 6,000-foot views, Andorra is a reminder that sometimes the best places are the ones that are hardest to reach. Would you ever trade your current life for a 10% tax rate in a mountain fortress? Or is the 20-year wait for citizenship a deal breaker? Let me know in the comments. And if you're following our journey through the world, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Next time, we're heading to the letter B for a country that's even more mysterious than this one. See you in the next one.